The dining room glowed with warm candlelight. Emma Carter carefully placed the last dish on the table. It was Adrian's favorite meal. Every detail had been perfect. The flowers, the music, even the handwritten anniversary letter she had hidden beside his gift. Tonight was their 3rd wedding anniversary. She smiled at the clock. 8 p.m. He must be stuck in traffic, she whispered. By 9 p.m., the candles had nearly burned out. By 10 p.m., the food had gone cold. Emma reached for her phone and called Adrian. No answer. Just as she was about to try again, the front door opened. Her face lit up. Adrian! But her smile disappeared. Adrian wasn't alone. A beautiful woman wearing a red dress walked beside him, her arm wrapped around his. Emma recognized her immediately. Chloe, Adrian's first love. Emma forced a smile. Who is she? Chloe looked around the house with a satisfied smile. So this is the house I'll be living in. Emma frowned. What do you mean? Adrian loosened his tie and looked at Emma without a trace of guilt. I've been meaning to tell you. I never loved you. The words hit harder than a knife. Emma's hands trembled. What? I married you because your father owned the largest technology company in the city. Your shares were all I needed. Emma shook her head. No, you're lying. Chloe laughed. He's not lying. We've been together this entire time. Emma felt her world collapse. Every late meeting, every business trip, every broken promise. It had all been a lie. You used me. Adrian nodded. And now I don't need you anymore. Emma turned toward the door. I'm leaving. Before she could take another step, 2 bodyguards blocked her path. Her heart pounded. What are you doing? Adrian calmly poured a glass of red wine. Drink. Emma backed away. No? His smile disappeared. You don't have a choice. The bodyguards grabbed her arms. The wine was forced into her mouth. Within seconds, a burning pain spread through her body. The glass slipped from her fingers and shattered across the floor. Emma collapsed. She struggled to breathe. Her vision blurred. She looked up at Adrian. The man she had loved with all her heart didn't move. He simply watched. Chloe knelt beside Emma and whispered, Thank you for your company. And thank you for your husband. Tears rolled down Emma's face. As darkness surrounded her, she whispered one final promise. If heaven gives me another chance, I will make both of you lose everything. Emma suddenly gasped. She sat upright in bed, drenched in sweat. Her heart raced as she looked around her room. She was alive. She grabbed her phone with shaking hands. The date on the screen froze her. 3 years earlier. It was the morning Adrian was going to propose. Emma slowly smiled. This time, she knew every lie, every betrayal, every trap. She looked at her reflection in the mirror and quietly said, Adrian, this time, you're the one who will lose everything. Emma stared at the calendar. 3 years before her death. A knock came at the door. Her mother smiled. Emma, Adrian is here. Emma's eyes turned cold. The man who had poisoned her in her previous life stood outside holding a bouquet of white roses. He smiled exactly as he had 3 years ago. Emma, will you marry me? In her last life, she had cried tears of happiness. This time, she smiled. Yes. Adrian hugged her, believing his plan was working. He had no idea Emma remembered everything. That evening, Adrian left for a business meeting. Emma quietly followed him. His luxury car stopped outside a 5-star hotel. A woman stepped out. Chloe. They kissed. Emma didn't cry. Instead, she took out her phone and secretly recorded everything. This is only the beginning, she whispered. The next morning, Emma visited her father's company. Dad, she said, I want to transfer all my company shares into a protected family trust. Her father looked surprised. Why all of a sudden? Emma smiled. I finally learned not everyone deserves trust. Her father agreed without asking another question. At that moment, Adrian's biggest plan had already failed. Over the following weeks, Emma secretly gathered evidence. She copied financial records. She recorded Adrian's conversations. She hired a private investigator. Every lie, every affair, every illegal transfer, everything was stored safely. One evening, Emma walked into a luxury hotel for a business dinner. As she entered the elevator, the doors almost closed. A tall man reached out and stopped them. He wore a black suit and had calm, piercing eyes. Sorry, he said politely. Emma looked up. For a moment, her heart stopped. Lucas Hart, the billionaire CEO. In her previous life, he had attended her funeral. She remembered seeing him standing silently in the rain. Lucas looked at her for a few seconds. "You look familiar." Emma smiled softly. "Maybe fate wants us to meet." The elevator doors opened. Before leaving, Lucas handed her his business card. "If you ever need help, call me." Emma looked at the card in her hand. A small smile appeared on her face. This time, she wasn't fighting alone. 3 days passed. Emma continued pretending to be the perfect fiancé. Every morning, Adrian kissed her forehead before leaving for work. Every night he secretly met Chloe. Emma recorded everything. Every lie, every secret meeting, every illegal transfer of money. Their downfall was getting closer. One afternoon, Emma received a message. "Lucas Hart, meet me at Hart Tower. I found something you need to see." Emma arrived at the city's tallest building. Lucas was waiting in his office overlooking the skyline. He placed several files on the table. "My team investigated Adrian." Emma opened the first folder. Her hands trembled. Bank records, fake companies, bribes, hidden accounts overseas. Lucas looked at her seriously. "Your fiancé isn't only after your family's company. He's planning to bankrupt it after the wedding." Emma slowly closed the file. "So, it's exactly the same." Lucas frowned. "What do you mean?" Emma realized she had almost revealed her secret. She smiled faintly. "Just a feeling." Over the next few weeks, Emma and Lucas worked together. They secretly collected more evidence. Lucas taught her how to protect the company. Emma discovered something unexpected. Lucas had invested in her father's business years ago. Not for profit, but because he believed in Emma's dream. One rainy evening, they became trapped inside the office after a storm cut the power. The city lights disappeared. Only candlelight filled the room. Lucas quietly handed Emma a cup of coffee. "In my life, I've only regretted one thing." Emma looked at him. "What was it?" Lucas smiled sadly. "Not telling someone how I felt." Emma's heart skipped a beat. She remembered. At her funeral, Lucas had stood alone in the rain, holding white lilies. She had never known why. Now she understood. Just then, Emma's phone vibrated. A photo arrived from the private investigator. Adrian and Chloe were secretly signing documents together. The wedding was only 2 weeks away. Emma locked her phone. She looked out at the rain and smiled. "Enjoy your happiness while you can, because your perfect ending is about to become your worst nightmare." The wedding day finally arrived. The grand ballroom glittered with crystal chandeliers. Reporters, celebrities, and the city's most powerful business families filled every seat. Everyone believed they were about to witness the wedding of the year. Emma stood at the end of the aisle in a beautiful white dress. She looked calm. Only she knew. Today wasn't a wedding. It was a trial. Adrian smiled proudly as she walked toward him. Just a few more minutes, he thought. Her company will finally be mine. Standing behind the guests, Chloe secretly smiled. She was already imagining the fortune they would steal. The priest began. "Do you, Adrian Vale, take Emma Carter to be your lawfully wedded wife?" "I do." The guests applauded. The priest turned toward Emma. "And do you—" Emma suddenly raised her hand. "Wait." The ballroom fell silent. Emma picked up a remote control from the flower table. A giant LED screen behind the stage came to life. A video began to play. Everyone watched in shock. The first recording showed Adrian kissing Chloe inside a luxury hotel. The second revealed Adrian discussing how to steal Emma's company. The third showed secret bank transfers, fake contracts, and bribery. Finally, the room echoed with Adrian's own voice. "After the wedding, we'll poison her. No one will suspect a thing." The ballroom exploded into chaos. Guests gasped. Phones came out. Reporters began recording everything live. Adrian's face turned pale. "Emma, this isn't what it looks like." Emma looked at him without emotion. "No, it's exactly what it looks like." Chloe tried to run toward the exit. But before she reached the door, police officers entered the ballroom. "Adrian Vale, Chloe Bennett, you're both under arrest for fraud, conspiracy, attempted murder, and financial crimes." Handcuffs clicked shut. The room fell silent. As Adrian was led away, he looked back at Emma. "Please. I loved you." Emma smiled for the first time in years. "No, you only loved what I owned." She slowly removed her engagement ring. Then she dropped it onto the marble floor. The sound echoed through the ballroom. I survived once. You won't survive what comes next. Emma turned and walked toward the exit. Outside, Lucas Hart was waiting beside a black luxury car. He opened the door with a gentle smile. Ready to go? Emma looked back at the wedding hall one last time. The revenge is over. It's time to start living. She got into the car. As the doors closed, Adrian watched helplessly from the police car. For the first time, he realized he had lost everything. 3 months passed. The city had already forgotten the wedding. But no one forgot the scandal. Adrian Vale was sentenced to prison for fraud, conspiracy, and financial crimes. Chloe disappeared after every company rejected her. The empire they had tried to steal no longer existed. Emma stood in front of Carter Group headquarters. For the first time, she entered through the CEO entrance. The employees applauded as she walked into the building. Congratulations, President Carter. Emma smiled warmly. This company belongs to all of us. We'll rebuild it together. Hope had returned. That afternoon, Emma visited her father's hospital room. He was recovering after months of illness. I'm sorry, he whispered. I should have protected you. Emma held his hand. No, Dad. This time, we both survived. Her father smiled through tears. I've never been prouder of you. Outside the hospital, Lucas was waiting with 2 cups of coffee. I guessed you'd need this. Emma laughed. You always know. Lucas smiled. I've been paying attention for a long time. They walked through a nearby park together. No business, no revenge, just peace. As the sun began to set, Lucas stopped walking. There was something I never told you. Emma looked at him. Lucas took a deep breath. The day of your funeral, I wanted to tell you that I loved you. I was too late. Emma's eyes filled with tears. She gently reached for his hand. But this time, you aren't. For the first time, Lucas smiled without sadness. A few weeks later, Emma officially launched Carter Group's newest technology project. Investors from around the world celebrated her success. News headlines read, Emma Carter, the youngest CEO who rebuilt an empire. Standing backstage, Lucas watched proudly. He wasn't standing behind her. He was standing beside her. Emma looked at the cheering crowd, then at Lucas. She finally realized revenge had saved her life, but love would teach her how to live again. 1 year later, the Carter Group had become the fastest-growing technology company in the country. Emma stood on the rooftop of the company's new headquarters, looking at the city skyline. Exactly 1 year ago, she had been planning revenge. Today, she finally felt free. Lucas walked onto the rooftop carrying a small gift box. I've been looking for you. Emma smiled. I like coming here. It reminds me how much my life has changed. Lucas stood beside her. You changed it. You saved yourself. Emma looked at him. And you helped me believe I deserved a second chance. A gentle breeze swept across the rooftop. Lucas slowly knelt on one knee. He opened the box.
Inside was a simple diamond ring.
No reporters, no audience, no business deal. Only love. Emma Carter. In my last life, I arrived too late. But in this life, I want to spend every tomorrow with you. Will you marry me? Emma's eyes filled with tears. This proposal felt nothing like the first one. There were no lies, no greed, no betrayal, only honesty. She smiled through happy tears. Yes. Months later, their wedding was held in a beautiful garden surrounded by family and close friends. Emma's father proudly walked her down the aisle. Lucas waited with tears in his eyes. As they exchanged vows, Emma whispered, Thank you for loving the woman I became, and not the fortune I owned. Lucas gently held her hand. I would choose you in every lifetime. After the ceremony, Emma placed a white rose on a quiet grave. Not for Adrian, not for Chloe, but for the woman she used to be. The girl who trusted everyone. The girl who died. The girl who gave me this second chance. She smiled peacefully. I'll take it from here. That evening, Emma and Lucas watched the sunset together. Emma rested her head on his shoulder. I thought my second life was for revenge. Lucas smiled. What do you think now? Emma looked at the sky. It wasn't. It was to find the life and the love I was always meant to have. As the sun disappeared beyond the horizon, they walked forward together hand in hand. A new beginning, a new future, a new life, the end.